All right, welcome everybody. I'm super excited to have this webinar this morning to introduce you to one of the people that has been instrumental in getting this vision of this study off the ground and make it into reality, and hopefully give you a walkthrough that will help you to complete the study and to get us the information that we need to get the industry information that we need. So today I'd like to introduce Cindy Yancey. She is with Dynamic Benchmarking. Cindy and I have been working together for the past 4 or 5 months. She has worked diligently at creating the study, all the questions that are back there, making my dream a reality. So it's been a lot of fun for me to get to know Cindy, and I thought, what better way to give people guidance on how to complete the study and stuff like that than to bring in the person that is the guru. So what we'd like to do is a couple things. Just this meeting is going to be recorded, and so it will become available for those if you need to go back and review it, stuff like that. If you have any questions, I will be monitoring the chat while Cindy is going, and we will try and address any of those questions throughout the meeting. But obviously, if you have any questions after this and stuff like that, please feel free to contact us at data@lsa.cpa. That's data@lsa.cpa. That'll get it to my team that's working behind the scenes on making sure that you're doing it. We'll help in any and every way that we can. So with that, I'm going to turn the time over to Cindy, and she's going to give us a great walkthrough of the LSA Index, Beauty and Wellness.
So hello, everyone. And as Jared mentioned, I'm Cindy Yancey with Dynamic Benchmarking. And I've been working with the company, actually, before I came to work with them, I was a client. So just like you, and I was with them for probably 10 years or so. And then honestly, I had a chance to work with them, and I thought, yeah, I'm going to do that. So welcome everyone to the webinar. I'm going to start sharing my screen so we can look right away at the benchmarking tool. So here it comes. Okay, so now I believe you should see everything, and we should be right at the front page. Jared, are you seeing that?
Yep, you're good.
Okay, wonderful, great. So this is the home page for the LSA Index, and usually when you log in, the very first thing you'll see is this welcome pop up, this little page. And this gives you a lot of information right here, first thing. So first of all, it'll tell you what year of data we want you to be looking at. Now you can always go back, but for sure we want you to be working on fiscal year 2024 information. And it'll also tell you how long, like when are we gonna be closing the data entry. So there's a lot of info there. Some of this will help you just getting started with some quick questions, such as you're going along, the data saves, so you don't have to hit a save button all the time, and that you can click NA, which is not applicable for some questions if they just don't apply to you, and it still counts for your requirements. But there's also a few things on here that really are helpful, and one would be the user's guide. And I'm going to click on it, and you'll see this is a help to kind of help you just move through the data. What are you looking at? What does all of it mean? And so you can click on the little data guide. It's a PDF, and then you can download it and answer some of your own questions. Likewise, we do have a data integrity statement, because I know a lot of this data is very proprietary and confidential, but we do work along with our entire benchmarking is set up such that the tool is set up such that your information is double encrypted, and this helps us meet the requirements of things like antitrust. So we're set up specifically for that. But if you have any questions along that regard, please do address them to Jared, and Jared can address them to us, and we will work with you. I think I wanted to also show you where the support page is. It's mentioned over here. So I'm going to click on past this welcome message and show you that the support page is right there. This is a whole page of information regard like quick questions. So we might call it the frequently asked questions area. And when this tutorial video is completed, we will be loading it here as well, so that you can always come here and get some quick questions answered. Again, a link to the user guide, a few quick question answers, and the data integrity. But if you answer these and there's still a little confusion, we do reference you straight to the support email, which Jared mentioned, which is data@lsa.cpa. And if you click on it, it will take you to your email, and you can go. So that's right over here in the left navigation. So here on the site, I'm going to start with a couple of just like, here's how you get around things. First, you can see this is my data, the results by question, and the results by the reports. What these are is, this is the area where you would enter your data. This is the area where you get what we call them comparisons, and you could look at comparing yourself to others by question. And then this is the area where you would have downloadable reports. Now, in our instance, we're not going to have a ton. I think, Jared, you mentioned you're going to make an industry report. But even there, we will make that downloadable at the spot here where it says all reports. So it'll be available to you here. We're going to start with the my data and data entry kind of things. So one thing you'll notice here on the very first page is that it's got the little category breakdowns of each little category. And you can see that it shows here how much I've gotten done or not gotten done. So as you can see in this instance, I 100% answered all the program information, and I've gotten some done on my campus, but not much. And for my financial statements, I have almost all of it done. I bet you I missed a question or two. But you can see at a glance pretty much where you stand and what you need to work on. In addition, as I hit on here, like the view the section, you can also see a little more. So for example, I got my profile all the way done, 100%. And my details, I have to continue. I got a little more to go. I'm about halfway done. And you can also see that you get to leave a little more data if you hover your mouse right on there. So all in all, we try to make it real easy for you to tell where you stand and what you need to work on. Clearly, I need to work on this guy right here, right? So I'm going to start there. And you can see wherever there's that little red triangle, that means you need to work here. This one, funding source, I haven't even begun to work on that one. So you can see that it's pretty easy to get around. Another thing you can see is down here at the bottom, we call this the progress bar. And this will show you overall how far you've gotten for the year. Now, in order to qualify to look at results, you do need to get 50% of your information in. And as you can see, I'm not done yet, but I do have 61% done. And it tells me I qualify for access to results. So when the time comes that the results are opened up for people to see, why I will qualify. So that's nice. Yay me. And if you want to enter an area, you can do it two ways. You could go right in, click on there, and I want to go to the profile, let's say, and you can see I've got things answered. I'll go to campus details. Oh, there's one that's empty. There's another one empty. So there's what my problem is. You could also enter on the side over here, on the left, navigation, we call that. And again, you see that little red triangle. So we try to, like, even while you're in there entering your data, you can see like where you need to work. But so there's two ways of entering. So here again, I'm just going to try going this direction. Program data, I'm going to pick an option, and it's going to say, oh, no, I've got it all entered already. So there's two ways to move around and enter your data. Now, I think, Jared, correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I believe we've put in most of the financial statements for people. And that's like, to put it into like layman's terms, that's the accounting stuff. I think we have arranged it so that we'll get, you guys can agree to use your information, and then we will download it for you for this part. But for the other part, we don't know the answers to some of these questions. And so that's where you would be going in and answering questions about your campuses and your programs and your staffing for the programs. So, and then this part, the additional finances, this is a little bit about like what kind of financial things do you do? What software do you use? Who does it for you? Some people have an in-house person. Some people, like a bookkeeper, and some just have the owner do it. So we're curious to go over those things and track a little bit of KPIs. And this is, Jared will tell you more about that part, whereas I'm just showing you how to kind of get around. So that's how you'd enter data. And Jared, are there any quick questions about entering data before I move along?
I just turned everybody's chat on. I'm sorry. We're adjusting to Google Meet. It's a new one for me, and a setting was off. But if you have a question, please feel free to post it to the chat, and we'll come back to it.
Okay, I'm just a really, I'm going to open one area. It's really easy entry. So I'll just show you literally what it looks like. So you kind of are familiar. Where is your school located? Well, I'm going to just answer like I really am right now. I am in a rural area. So you just pick the one right? And it fills in. What student information software do you use? Let's see. All right, I'm picking Leaf. I don't know if that, but if you don't know, like maybe you don't use any of them, you can click other, in which case it will ask you, like you type it in. Or you could also say NA. Maybe you don't use software. Maybe you're old school and you're using pen and paper. That's okay. You can click NA, and that also means that you've answered the question for us, right? Do you lease or own? I own. Are you in a standalone building? I am. So that's how easy it is. And what happens is at the end of the page, you click save and next. Now it does save as you go along, but also save and next will just take you to the next page. So it's pretty easy. We put in, as you can see, a lot of definition. And on these things, if you have questions, I would refer you to Jared, and he can clarify for you. And then if we have to make changes, we can clarify for you too. And on this one, we're sort of asking which kind of programs does your school offer? And then on the next page, save and next, we go, okay, now tell me about your cosmology program. All right, tell me about your nail program. So that's how that goes. But yeah, it's pretty simple data entry. Okay, let's move along to the results by question. This is just an example. It's not going to be perfect yet, but and that's because y'all haven't entered some data yet. But what this is that question by question, you can look at what other people have entered and see how you stand up. So just as a very brief overview, what kind of a business entity are you? And are you a sole proprietor, a partnership, an LLC, right? You want to, well, here you can see on the little donut that these guys, that's an S Corp. There it is. The little green guys, if you hover right on there, it'll say it's a sole proprietor. And my answer was limited liability. And so my answer always shows purple. And you can also see that 18% of people are limited liability. This is dynamic data. So if you are in there entering today, this will very slightly change. So it might, if you add another person, you might turn it to 74% because it's dynamic. It just shows you quick snapshots at this moment. Where are you? Number of years in business. Again, my beauty school, 10. I don't know if that's 10 years or whatever, but as you can see, mine's lower than most everybody. Most people are 3. Some are 10 to 15. I was at 10. So mine is purple. Here again. You have multiple locations, and the little legend is down at the bottom, and my answer is in purple or lavender. And that's what you do, just question by question. You can, any question that you answer that you're curious, like to see how your fellow people are, you can look in there and see what other people have answered. So I'm gonna, I don't know. Okay, here's a good example of a chart. So this guy is my beauty school. I put in $5. No, clearly that was just a fake number. So here, other people for their tuition have, more in the 18 to 20 range. So if your tuition, let's say, was 19,000, you could go, well, clearly I'm right in the middle. Good for me, right? And if you like this, you can use this little download chart, and it opens. There you go. Downloaded the chart as an image. So now you can put that on a PowerPoint to show to your people that you're right in the middle. You're doing a great job right in the middle there. So that's the results by question. And we find that one pretty fun. People can do that literally as they're going along. And it will be, as you're entering, it will be, now the results by reports is going to be more so toward the end of the time when we have data entry. So like we were saying on the welcome message, it says December 5th. Probably about the 10th, we'll be working on getting some of these reports set up. Jared will work on the industry report, which is going to be like a PDF white paper kind of document. And but these guys here, again, it'll just download it straight to to your computer. So let me give a try. I hit download. Now I'm set up so that this will do it for me because I'm a testing person. Yours might say, it's not available yet. And that's cool because when we're in the middle of data collection, we want to have people concentrating on entering their data. But this is what a report looks like. And you can see, it's just a big old spreadsheet. But it gives you tuition.
Cindy, it's not showing it. It stayed on your window.
Oh, here, let me see. Give me a minute, and I'll see if I can. I'm going to stop presenting and then restart again so that it shows everything. Oh, here we go, entire screen. Okay. Thanks for interrupting me, Jared. I appreciate that.
You're good.
Okay. So here's the report. And again, I just wanted you to see what it looks like. It's just a report. But you can see that this is going to show you the results by percentiles and then what your result is. And we feel like this is very important because you can see it's tuition revenue. And this one is by dollars, and this part is by percentage. And again, this is something Jared will go much more into, but I want you to see what it looks like. And it does just download straight to your computer. So that's, oh, hang on, I don't want to save that. So that these guys, results by all reports, that's going to download. These guys just show you these charts and graphs. Also, I wanted to show you that you can change it to a chart. And again, that's you. And here you can download it, the chart. I think that's pretty. From me to you. When you're first starting this, sometimes it can feel like, wow, I don't know a lot of these questions. This guy here where it says download questions is very helpful. What this will do is it basically, you can include your responses, but in this case, no, I just want it blank. And when you click download questions, it's going to give you the questions in a spreadsheet format. Well, I'm going to do it real quick and see what we got. And the reason this is super helpful, at least I find it, is because I don't know what it's going to ask me. Here, you know, you can see it. Yeah, good, it's showing. Excellent. Here it's going to tell you this is the question, and then here's the answers. So you can say, oh, I know I need to pull this now. I need to grab. So to me, I always find this handy. And then this part here is where I would either write in my answer or like maybe pencil in like, oh, I've got this report, that report. So I know where to look in the little pile of papers I have while I'm entering my data. I always find that a little bit handy. So I know what to grab. What information do I need? What are they going to ask me about? That kind of thing. And that's just a little tip from me to you. And I think that's everything for me as far as like showing you around. Anybody have a question? I would be happy to answer. Like, how do I do anything?
Thank you, Cindy. That was awesome, and hopefully you can see it just in terms of the process. We wanted to make it as easy as possible, but one of the reasons I've had some people ask me like, okay, why are you asking for like campus information or program information and stuff like that? One of the tools, like so it's important to understand that right now we're in the data collection phase, and as Cindy said, like the results by questions, it's all dynamic. We wanted you to be able to kind of see what information is there, and kind of play around with it while in the process. But eventually what we're going to be able to do is we're going to be able to take this and introduce filters. So you'll be able to filter your data based on a lot of the demographic, because we get a lot of questions of like, hey, what, how do I compare? Like, look, I'm just a barber school, or I'm just Cosmo, or how do I compare? Like, it's really difficult to compare a school in Los Angeles to a school in rural Mississippi. The rent is off the charts in one and not in the other, and that type of stuff. And so a lot of the data points that we're trying to get will actually turn into filterable points for you, so that you can, when you go in, when we're done with the collection phase, you'll be able to go in and get those same results, but then filter it so that you can look at like-minded or similar schools that have the same details as you, as well as giving us some overall just kind of general data points, because there will be two main things that will come out of this survey. The first one will obviously be very personalized to you. We'll have those downloadable reports that Cindy showed right into Excel and a Word. There'll be a Word document. We'll really give you an insight in terms of what the industry is doing compared to your specific school. So it'll have those different data points for you to look at and use from a management perspective. The second thing that we'll do is we will release after that a much higher level view of an analysis of what we saw as a CPA firm, as an outsider, but just kind of looking at that data and saying, okay, hey, what do we learn? Like, what does this tell us? We've never been able to take and get this type of information, and what does it teach us about the profitability of schools, about where schools are spending their money and stuff like that. So everybody that participates will have access to those two things: a very personalized comparison of your data versus the other contributors, but then also to be able to do those filters so that you can really kind of filter and see how you compare to the specific people that you're trying to compare yourself. Obviously, there's controls in place. You can't compare yourself to such a small filtered percentage that it would be really easy to know who the other person is or the other data. There are controls in there that limit filter results based on number of things, because we do want to be respectful of your data. Cindy mentioned about the controls, the encryptions and stuff like that. But also you should just know, like, we also are going to only use this information for the survey. It's not like Heart Sanders is not taking it and using it in marketing perspective or anything like that. We really just want to learn. We want the information to come back to the industry so that everybody can know and everybody can have that data. And that starts with confidentiality, and it starts with protecting the data that you give us. So we put things in place. We want people to feel free to be able to come in and use the information without actually having to worry about, oh, am I going to get spammed on marketing calls? Am I going to get harassed about, hey, hey, I see your results are this. Can we help you in this area or that? This is a tool specifically to give the industry thought leaders some tools to understand what's going on with the school business. So if there's any questions, I don't see any questions in the chat. I don't know if I messed it up in terms of how I set it up. Again, I apologize in the sense that this is the first time we transitioned from our old software over to Google Meet, and I'm sure I just missed a button that's supposed to turn that on so that you could throw it into the chat and have questions. But again, if you do have questions that come down the road as you're filling this out and stuff like that, please don't hesitate to reach out to our team. Just email data@lsa.cpa and it'll come to my team. My team will handle it, will respond back. As well as if you want to review this, we'll make this video public so that you guys can see it, review it as well, and stuff like that. And again, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out from Tim. With that, I don't see any additional questions. Cindy, I just want to thank you. Thank you for putting this together. I have wanted this for a long time. Cindy had the skill set that we needed to make this a reality. I'm so grateful for her willingness to take us on as a client. We are not their traditional clients, but they've done a phenomenal job, and we look forward to this. This is going to be a multi-year process. We're going to revisit this each year and make it better and better. And if there's something in the report that you think should be there, like, please don't hesitate to reach out and say, hey, can you guys add this? And we can. Like, this is going to be your survey at the end. It's Light Heart Sanders is powering it, but we want it to be useful to all of you. So thank you again, and we'll close the meeting and let everybody get back with their day. But thank you for joining us.